Sitaram Yechury reacting to BJP's manifesto. Before we go back to Atir Khan in a moment.
The BJP has come out with its manifesto and it is promised development for all. We have with us Sitaram Yechury from the left. Sir, we have seen the BJP coming out with its manifesto and that too at the last moment. What do you think the strategy is?
One, this manifesto I think has been brought out more due to public pressure than to their willingness. Otherwise, it was very clear whether their websites or whether their entire propaganda so far, that their only agenda was that of what they call the Modi mantra. So they thought manifesto was redundant, and which is true. I mean, that is what it's going to be. And secondly, the manifesto which they brought out now eventually is just full of rhetoric, without any substantiation whatsoever of how they're going to achieve any one of the slogans.
Which points do you think it lacked actually?
The points it lacked is what is the practicality of how you're going to implement it. I can give a great number of slogans, I mean, saying I want India to be that. But then how are you going to achieve that within the existing situation that you have? We all know what is our resource constraint. We all know what are our policies. I mean,
they've talked about Ram Mandir. Why do you think manifesto should carry such an issue?
The only thing that they've talked about in substance, there are actually two things. One is the hardcore Hindutva agenda. Ram Mandir, abrogation of Article 370 for Jammu and Kashmir, and the question of uniform civil code. In Ram Mandir issue, they've added a caveat saying that within the constitutional framework. The obvious question to everybody is, what was the constitutional framework in which they destroyed the Babri Masjid? Was there a constitutional provision for destruction of a masjid? Now, that was done without a constitutional provision. So will this be done without a constitutional provision. That is only for, eyewash.
So just last question to you. We have seen the BJP manifesto and we've seen many promises which shows development for all. In fact, from all across the society, they're talking about, reservation for people from from poor society as well. Do you think such promises can be fulfilled? Do you think the vision statement that we have talked about, is it actually that can be implemented or not?
Every Indian worth his salt can give you a series of slogans that they want India to be. But that doesn't mean you can realize them, no. How you realize them, you'll have to spell out. You know what are our resources, you know what should be our priority. How are you going to connect the four?
You think on economic front they failed?
Absolutely, yeah. How do economic front, the only thing that they have said is that they will open up greater avenues for foreign capital and Indian big business to maximize their profits. They will privatize most of the public sector, etc. Okay, this is what their vision they have said. So what is there in it for people? This is exactly what they have actually articulated, that the divide between the two Indias, the shining and the suffering, is going to widen further.
Thank you, Mr. Yechury. So that was Sitaram Yechury very clearly saying that BJP, though it has promised, but it is very difficult to implement the manifesto that they have actually brought in front of the people. With camera person Ashwini Hillen, this is Ashish Maharishi reporting for Headlines Today.